I'm Costanza Andreini. I'm a public policy manager for Meta, and I cover Italy, Greece, Malta, and Cyprus. My work basically consists in let institutions understand how big platform as Meta works, what's behind our work, and also try to help national organizations or authorities or national governments also to create better laws for platform. Because I think it's very important to understand how we work in order to create better policies for social media. So my presentation today, it's about hate speech. Basically, what is hate speech for a global platform as Meta? What are the rules that we try to enforce in order to prevent hate speech on our platforms? But also what people could do or should do to protect themselves, but also to be like better citizens when they use social platforms. Because great responsibility lies on big platforms as Meta and others as well. But also people that decide to use those platforms needs to know what they are doing when they are commenting, when they are sharing stuff. So I think that platforms have a very big responsibility when we talk about hate speech, and they play crucial roles because we have the responsibility to make sure that people using our platform have a safe and a positive experience. I think it's very important for us to create better technological tools in order to prevent hate speech from spreading on platforms, and also to remove those content, that hateful content when they are on platform. But also I think it's very important for people to know that there are tools that they can use like proactively. So before hate speech spread, people can do something to prevent it on their feeds, for example. And I think this is the challenge, which is the common one, platform and citizens. As a global platform, which is a commercial platform, we don't take any advantage in having those harmful content and harmful conversation on our platform. Why? Because we sell ads. So brands don't want to have their content to be promoted in a platform which is unsafe, which is full of hate, which is a negative experience rather than a positive one. We have a model which is basically based on 3 principles. So we detect hate speech, and how we do that? From people reporting. So whenever a person reports something on our platform, might be a reel, might be a post, might be a message, we take those reports into consideration and we analyze them. If we see that specific piece of content is violating one of our community standards, which are the rules of our platform, we remove them. But also, this is very important to understand how we do that. We do that thanks to artificial intelligence, which is the core of how we use our content moderation tool, because technologies as artificial intelligence help us to detect quickly, easily, and in an efficient way most of the content that are already on platform. We also use human moderators, so people that are trained based on local context, based on local language, to detect those content and to remove them. And a big part of this, it's also our proactive measures. It means that most of the content related to hate speech that are on platform, they are removed from the surfaces, the public surfaces, before people report those. And how we do that? We do that with AI, because based on machine learning techniques, we are able to predict if a content is in violation of our content community standard, and we can remove it before a lot of people saw those content. So community standards are the rules of our platform. It means that we share with people who decide to use our services what they can post and what they cannot post. What does it mean? It's very difficult to dictate stricter rules now, because we are talking about freedom of expression. So community standard evolves as long as the society evolves. This is very important to understand. It's very important also to know, because what was decided in 2004 when Facebook was created, and they had a different name as well, it's very different from what is right now the community standard guidelines. For example, when we are talking about gender equality, this is very different from 15 years ago, the terms of how society is attentive to those things. So community standard evolves as long as society evolves, and we decided to use both internal experts but also external experts in order to guide us and to help us to develop the most important and the most precise rules for our platforms in order to create a safe environment for everyone. I think that this kind of projects are really important because people really try to understand what's behind the common narrative, what's behind stereotypes about social media are bad, people are just sharing the worst that they think. I think it's important to understand the complexity of phenomenon hate speech, and my recommendation for anyone, any students which is interested in this topic is try to read as much as they can, try to understand even business perspective when we talk about this phenomenon. And I would really like to encourage people also to be the best version of themselves on social media. And when we see some friends that post something that might be a bit nasty, sarcastic, it's funny, but let's try to understand and sometimes let's call them out how that content might feel for someone else that is not into that sarcastic or humoristic vibe. Because sometimes if there is a big difference from the intention we have when we share something and the outcome of those content. So I would encourage everyone to be the best version of themselves, especially on platforms. So I think that we really need to take an holistic vision and approach on social media to improve how we work, what we share, how we interact with each other, and especially how platform works. I wouldn't say that social media only brings the bad of people. I also think that the power and the idea of having a global community also bring the best out of people.